The views expressed in the following program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of Saga 960 AM or its management.
To the world, this is Josh Holliday Live.
Josh is like a smack talker. Josh is the same level as me. Like, his vibe is just like strong and masculine and tough.
Talk that rocks. Got something to say?
What do you have to say?
The phone lines are now open. Dial 647-6-YO-JOSH. Operators are standing by. Brace yourself. Josh Holliday Live starts now.
Good morning. Good day. Hello, Saturday morning. I'm Josh. Bert's here.
Oh yes.
Woo 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 woo. Your family is fighting off the sickness.
Yeah, man.
It's a bad winter for that because it's COVID, which is running around rampant.
Mm-hmm.
Bad flu season.
Yeah.
Your regular everyday colds.
Yeah, and then some random viruses you never even heard of.
Well, now, like I've talked to a lot of people who have had gastrointestinal virus, like a norovirus type thing.
Norovirus is hitting hard these days.
Yeah, it's the Wild West of sickness out there right now.
Yeah.
Good times. I've talked about trying to get my schedule right for this show. It happens at 11 every Saturday morning. One time, for whatever reason, my mind thought the show started at 10 a.m. So I was up early and I was here at like 9:30, an hour and a half, and then I was like, oh yeah, the show doesn't start for another hour and a half.
Right.
Today, I thought I set my alarm correctly to get up. Show starts at 11. I like to get up around 9 so I can, take my time having some breakfast, go get a coffee, do my business in the bathroom, and get up here and make sure I'm all ready to prepare. So I'm lying in bed this morning. I woke up before my alarm and I was like, oh, I got an extra like 10 minutes. So I'm just playing my, scrolling on my phone. And I got a text from a hockey teammate asking about a ride to tonight's game. And then in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's texting pretty early. It's like, it's only 9 in the morning. What's he, that's early to text. And then I double checked and I see 10 o'clock on my phone. I'm like, what the? And my mind is like, wait, is it daylight savings? That somehow happened and my phone screwed up. And
they snuck it in on you a day early.
They got me daily. I think it's just absent-minded user error. So I am without having had breakfast, without coffee. And I was like racing
really
up here.
Dogging it today.
Yeah. I did make myself a quick tea here, a little tea with honey.
Right.
I hope that it doesn't have the same effect that the coffee does in the same amount of time.
No, you don't need that effect to I
need that
fully implement.
Maybe an hour and 10 minutes from now. Don't happen. So yeah, it's been I would say a bad week.
All right.
So last weekend, I guess it's like a saga because it's a couple of weeks. So
Saga 960.
Yeah, hey, look at that. A Saga, SAGA, and then this station is SAUGA because it's part of short for Mississauga. But yeah, so about 2 weeks ago, I auditioned in person for this. It's just for a commercial, but it's a U.S. national commercial, which is big. Big cash here because it's a big population. Not as much as it used to be because there's so many streamers and the network advertising rates are down and stuff. But kind of a good payday. I had an audition for it. Everyone from the Toronto comedy scene was pretty much there that day. I ran into all kinds of friends. There haven't been a lot of in-person auditions lately. A lot of it's just been self-tape in your basement or your house or whatever. So that was that, and I didn't think anything of it because. It was just everybody was, oh shoot, what's going on here? Computers.
Can't say.
Yeah, all right. You didn't hear that little.
Oh, no, I did.
Oh, you did?
I can't say what's going on. That's your business.
Some kind of computer thing just went boop. So I didn't think anything of it. And then a week later, which would have been like a week ago Thursday, I had a call back for this audition on the Thursday, and it was right around like 12:30, and oh, the other thing I didn't mention that was a bonus of this commercial is it's shooting in Vancouver, so it would have meant a free flight and trip to Vancouver, and stay in a night, probably a nice boutique hotel and stuff. So it was like just a really like good thing to get if I could get it. So got a call back, which was surprising, and then it was around 12:30, and I sort of theorized a little bit about callbacks, that the first people they bring in of the day are sort of their first choices, and then the later the audition goes, it diminishes from there. But in this case, the director was on Zoom, so I imagine it was West Coast, and it was 12:30, so I was probably a half hour into the auditions, which isn't too bad. Did my audition with this lady, and it went pretty well. And then the director said, "Oh, let's bring Josh back in to read for this other part, see how he does in that." So that was a positive sign. I was like, "Oh, okay, he's interested in using me." So I did that other part, and everything seemed good. And then later that afternoon, I think it was a Thursday or Friday afternoon, before last weekend, my agent writes and says, "Are you clear on those dates? They've put you on hold." And what that basically means in the commercial world is it's not really any kind of official thing. It's just sort of you're down to the last one or two choices here. Keep yourself available. And so all weekend I'm like waiting. Oh, is it going to happen? Is someone going to hear? Didn't hear Friday night, Saturday, and then early Monday afternoon, you've been released from your hold. So that was a giant bummer to start the week, and that was a Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And then Tuesday, my mother's we've discussed her health issues here. She's since she was a child, she's had health issues. She had the red measles when she was a child, and so she's had hearing and lung issues all her life. We got stair what are those stair lifts put in lately?
Mm-hmm.
Because her breathing capacity is lower and lower, so she gets out of breath just going up some stairs. And so last couple of days it's been really up at like Monday and Tuesday of this week was really bad, and then Tuesday she could barely do anything. She just was having trouble breathing. So we called the ambulance in the evening, and they took her to the hospital. Then I went down and met her there, and so they're gonna keep her there for a couple of weeks, which is that's not unusual but once a year, maybe sometimes twice a year, she'll go in for about 2 weeks of like hardcore IV antibiotics. So I think that's what they'll do, and we'll sort of test her out. But just it's the frustrating thing is you're kind of watching it happen to her, and you can't really do anything, and you kind of imagine like your own body is kind of suffocating you. You know, it's just like and then everything else gets in my mind, sort of like, okay, what ifs and all that stuff, and I look at every item in the house now. I'm like, okay, am I gonna have to throw that out, or are we sending that? Like, just it's at that time where I'm just, my mind is sort of goes there, and it's not great. But
No.
it is what it is, and she's in the hospital doing okay, and all the nurses love her and chat with her, and so that's a good thing. So I don't think she's lonely because they like hanging with her. And then I went to the dentist, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just as I've mentioned before, my dentist is great. His name is Dr. Sugar.
Wow, what a good name for a dentist.
Well, that's what I've always thought, if he does some marketing, this sugar is good for your teeth.
Yeah, right.
It's a small sort of family practice, really nice. But he does the one thing I like is, even though it's a relatively small practice, I think he's the main guy, and then I think he maybe brought someone on, but still has the latest technology. And is up to date. Also, he can do the nitrous oxide, which I enjoy for a cleaning.
Yeah, because you don't have the stamina to really, you like being pampered.
Well, I like being pampered, and I'm not like I'm okay with pain when it happens, like when I've had terrible injuries and stuff with hockey, but it's just sometimes like my teeth are sensitive, so when they're really scraping in there, it's like a pain. And if you can get free nitrous and you don't have to go to a Fish concert, you
Here you
know. Although it's not like a hardcore dose of like a balloon full of nitrous. It's sort of 50% oxygen, 50% nitrous, and you just sort of having a relax. The one thing I usually when I go there, there's some kind of like not easy listening, but kind of adult contemporary rock, and it's sort of this you're out in
From the 80s, or is it
yeah, like
contemporary?
no, it's like sort of 70s and 80s, like you
It's
know,
when adult contemporary ruled the world.
like Barry Manilow or what, you
Yeah.
know, those types of stuff,
Oh,
or
Barry Manilow.
Sky Rockets in Flight, afternoon.
Yeah.
So that's normally kind of great because you're in twinkly land and you sort of hear this sort of, but you don't hear it like clearly. It's sort of like, and it's chilling. But on this particular day, there's a television mounted facing right down on the chair. So when you're back, you can kind of look up at it. But I'm an eyes closed guy. Even when I get my hair cut, I don't know why, but I'm just,
You close your eyes, you get your hair cut. You got no hair.
I know, but they just buzz it with the thing, and I get.
There's no time for that. You close your eyes, you blink, and you're done.
It's about 15 minutes, but I'm fine. Like I think I zone out. I get so much thinking done during that 15 minutes. I'm like,
thinking done.
yeah, it's like as people
The
think on the
rest of
toilet.
day, I can't be bothered. When I get my hair cut, I get my thinking done. Or the dentist, where you keep your eyes closed.
Well, the dentist, I'm not thinking too much because I'm on the nitrous.
It makes sense to close your eyes because the light is too bright.
Well, and like there's
And if
no
it's not
sense.
well aimed, it's right in your face.
Well, and what's the point? What are you gonna? I guess. Well, I guess they have that TV,
Yeah,
but
blabbering at you.
but he had the news channel on.
And that's the worst. I just don't.
And
Like,
so-
I hate it now. The ubiquity of we'll put it on some inane blabber for you. Here you go.
Well, I'm supposed to be relaxing, and then you hear like, and it the nitrous makes it sound funny, but you still hear it's like a muffled kind of protest, like, and it's like it's a protest, and your mind's like, okay, I'm trying to just relax here. I don't want to hear like, yeah. So that was that. He did bring out. This is very exciting. This is what I think. It was the best dental cleaning I've ever had, and I have a very specific theory on why I
Mark
think.
it down in your diary.
Yeah, just like an ANN, I'm gonna make a dental diary here. So there was a new hygienist who I could tell she was new because she was getting instructions from the lady at the front desk and that. And the thing with the nitrous is it used to be hygienists could administer the nitrogen, and I guess that was a problem. I remember going to one dentist and they were like, yeah, have as much as you like. When it was the hygienist who did it, but at some point the rules changed here in Ontario, and only the dentist can use the nitrogen, and that means that you're actually getting not the hygienist cleaning your teeth, but the dentist himself, the guy who went to dental school and is the expert. And I think because this hygienist was new, he felt like, okay, I got to show her how a real cleaning is done, right? So he went the distance. Like he spent a lot of time in there scraping every tooth, making sure everything was right, explaining a couple of things, and just spent a lot of time getting in there and scraping away. Then he brought out the Cavitron, which we've talked about before.
Yeah.
It's basically this giant like machine that sits on the floor, and its main purpose is to shoot a spout of water that is like a laser. Basically, it's if it one time by accident, I think he kind of touched the roof of my mouth, and for about a week, I had a sore cut on my roof. It's basically like water in laser form. It's so
the Cavitron was too intense, you're saying?
Well, the Cavitron is like a power washer for your mouth, and so and so he brought that out to sort of get some of the really harder to get stuff, which was good as well, and then got to polishing. But yeah, it was just so thorough because I think this lady was there. The Cavitron I always laugh at because it's such a name that it was like a corporate guy who came up with it. What's a futuristic sounding name? Well, I remember Tron. That was futuristic and
Tron.
cavities, and we're trying to get rid of cavities. We're dentists. Cavitron. Oh, the future is here. The future of dentistry. It's the Cavitron.
Indeed.
All they need to do is like put a 8,000 after it to make it really sound modern.
Cavitron 8000.
So that was the dentist, and that was the week that was.
Well, I mean, it's, the listeners have really been writing us and asking to hear about these
They need
things.
to know about dental experiences.
Your bad week and audition.
If you have a dental experience you want to share with the show,
yeah,
good or bad, you can give us.
No, don't
Give us. We want to know.
No,
What?
I don't want to hear about anybody else's trip to the dentist.
What if it's
If aliens landed and abducted you from the dentist's office, that would be
Okay.
somehow riveting.
What if
the dentist?
all right?
Yeah.
Well,
The
here's
dentist is a shapeshifter. Yes,
what if a guy calls?
call in.
He's at the dentist. The dentist all of a sudden has to take an emergency leave, and then it's just the hygienist there.
No.
And then
It's a tawdry tale. I don't think so.
then she's
Here you go.
attracted to
There you
the
go.
guy, and
Right. Oh, I love that.
she's like,
Yeah.
let me
What a great storyline.
Yeah.
She just, ends her career.
Let me
because
put-
this guy is so hot.
let me put the chair back a little bit further.
Yeah. See, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. What are some good puns? What are some double entendres with dentistry?
No, it's stupid.
I'm gonna. There's the whole cavity thing. But that's
Open wide.
That's stupid. Yeah. Open wide.
Yeah, I
Oh,
gotcha.
what
Yeah,
I
we can
do.
play this game is stupid
What I do to your cavity.
and not funny.
Yeah. Okay. So I've never I think I'm an outlier because I've never ever really pornography has never ever done anything for me at all. Like in any kind of sexual sensual way. It's just, and I think the same thing. Like sometimes I would get dragged along to a strip club with friends, and I was just like, it was more funny for me, more funny and uncomfortable than it was actually
too awkward to engage in the suspension of disbelief that's happening in the strip club.
Yeah, and you watch some friends and they'd be like mesmerized, like their eyes would be staring at.
Yeah, naked lady. It's great.
I'm the kind of guy who's like, if you're at a table, I take the chair that's facing away from the stage because I'm just so embarrassed and uncomfortable with the whole.
I mean, at a certain point, it's just kind of like, well, this is happening, and everybody seems to be okay with it. So the embarrassment part of it doesn't seem to have any resonance for me. It's just the overall, everything in there is too expensive, and everything in there is built on the myth that something's going to happen with one of these people, and none of that's happening.
Yeah.
So I just you're kind of a sucker in that scenario. So I don't see the appeal.
It's like a timeshare, you get in and
it's not even a timeshare.
Yeah, you don't actually
it's
get
not
it.
even you share nothing.
But there's that always I
It's
think
just time and money
in the
that
back
goes away.
in the back of these guys' heads. I think it's always like, oh man, I'm the one that all these other guys she's just dancing
of course.
for.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But for me,
that's what's built. It's built on the fantasy that this could happen.
Yeah, she's gonna date you and not her mob boyfriend.
Funny.
This is like I've had embarrassing jobs in the past. There was one point where I got kicked out of a gig. This is years ago, and I was like heavy in depression. And one of the jobs I did went to a doggy daycare, and I was just like so like low and so sad that I was just like, if you've been in that sort of depression, it's like
the job was doggy daycare, or the job sent you to doggy daycare.
No. So I was sort of unemployed, and I was like super depressed. It's almost like feeling like you have the flu every day. You're just like just trying to get by. And I was like, I need a job. I love dogs, so I went to this big doggy daycare, and all the dogs are barking, and then they have on the sound system, like they have the radio station I got fired from. So that was that.
Okay, there you go.
That exacerbated it.
That's a kicker.
And then it's really loud with all the dogs barking, and then you're cleaning up their poop, and then the thing that did it was like when I wasn't looking, I was standing there with the dogs, and one of the dog pisses all over my leg and shoe, and it's like, oh my god, why am I here? What am I doing?
That's rough.
And so that was the what. Like I don't even know if I got paid. I think it might have been like a training or something. I have no idea. And then I thought, well, I'm a guy who can play music and be funny on a microphone. Wouldn't it be hilarious if I worked at an adult club as a
strip
DJ?
club DJ?
Yeah. And so I did. I went and I trained, and again it was like
the main stage, Leviticus.
But I tried to be more like like less like cheesy, more kind of like sardonic, funny. But
okay.
And I would play like I don't think the ladies like it, but I would play more like music that I liked, like not like pour some sugar, more alternative stuff that happened to fit. And
I'm a creep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the guys love that. And then at this time you could smoke in those bars, so it was like super smoky, and I really like didn't like smoke. And then again, there's that uncomfortableness being around, the like nude ladies, and they're bringing in stuff.
Even the terminology is nude, late, live, nude. Yeah, right. I got you.
Yeah, just the whole So I think I lasted like 2 or 3 days, and I was like, oh, like not a fit here for me at all. But
I don't feel like you're the main attraction in that scenario. That doesn't probably scratch the itch of like radio microphones and music.
Yeah, it was an interesting. I mean, it's certainly life experience wise, it was interesting. Like you got to see that world,
of course.
And this was also like I was bringing all my own CDs and stuff, and the DJs would bring their own CDs, and I think at some point some of these places had like a computer system where everything was on there. So, a lot of times they would come and, no, I don't have that. No, I don't have that. I don't have that song. I don't have that song. Yeah. And you be like, I made some friends there, who I'm still friends on Facebook, like some women who are, I don't think not in the industry anymore, but super nice people, just doing what they had to do to, go to school or whatever it was. So
sure.
Yeah. But it was certainly an interesting experience. My morning was all screwed up today. It was like I got here like 20 minutes before the show started. No. Luckily, last night I prepared a lot of the stuff to do today. But I imagine like already today, without any kind of world event or time event or any kind of planetary event, I screwed up. So I can't imagine tomorrow what daylight savings happens. What's going to happen? We'll talk about the daylight savings. People need to know.
Hi, this is Greg Carrasco from Oakville Infinity, and we are fully aware of how much the government wants to take every single dollar out of your bank account. So we're not going to do the same. Right now, you can get a brand new 2023 Infinity QX55 for only $399 bi-weekly with $0 down. The QX55 is a fantastic luxury SUV. There is something happening here at OakvilleInfinity.com.
Hey there, it's Tanya Kohler from Tanya Kohler Homes. Ready to unlock the door to your dream home? Well, look no further. At Tanya Kohler Homes, we're more than just real estate agents. We're your trusted partners on this exciting journey. Whether you're a first-time home buyer, a seasoned investor, or a family looking for your forever home, I'm here to help make your dreams a reality. Let's embark on this journey together. Whether you're buying or selling, I'll be there every step of the way, empowering you with the tools to overcome any obstacle in your path. Your success is my priority. Don't settle for anything less than exceptional service and results. Your dream home is waiting, and I'm here to help you find it. Choose Tanya Kohler Homes for all your real estate needs. I'm not just in the business of real estate. I'm in the business of changing lives. I'm Tanya Kohler, and I'm here to help you unlock your dreams. Let's start this incredible journey together. Reach out to me today at 905-855-2200.
The Beneva Mississauga Marathon returns on April 28th. offering distances for every age and ability with the full bend of a marathon, the Mississauga Half, the 10K, the Novo Nordisk Hazel 5K, and the Tim Hortons Tyke Trot. Register now at MississaugaMarathon.com. All distances and routes start in the center of the city at Mississauga City Hall and travel through the streets and parks of Canada's 6th largest city. Join thousands of other runners, walkers, and spectators. Have some fun, burn some calories, test your limits. Sign up now to run the saga at MississaugaMarathon.com. See you on April 28th.
No radio? No problem. Stream us live on saga960am.ca.
Sex, money, dating, health, hockey, science, burritos. If there's something on your mind, it's on this show.
We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Something else tickling your brain?
Josh, you sleep in a dumpster last night?
Tell us now at 647-6YO-JOSH. Call or text. Talk that rocks. Josh Holliday is live in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Saturday morning, live. You can call us anytime if you have a thought or a story or a complaint. So tonight, don't forget to spring forward, fall back is how my parents used to remind us of what happened.
That's the world is all in tune with the same rhyme.
Spring forward. And this is the worst one. Like the fall one, you get an extra hour.
Of course.
And then you get used to it all winter, and then now they take it away from you, and you
have some days to adjust. Then
you're ripped off. They rip you off. Apparently, then a lot of places are trying slowly to change back to just the regular old
standard time,
year-round standard time. Apparently, I didn't know this, but Mexico's done that already.
And Mexico has standard time.
And I think there's and there's a lot of states, and I think a lot of provinces here in Ontario. In Canada.
Not about a lot.
Not a lot. Well, there's a bunch.
Arizona is a notable outlier.
Well, and even the government kind of toys with the in the States, the federal government, and here our federal government kind of toys with the idea of having getting rid of the clock changing thing. They say that it is more in line with the body's natural rhythm.
Right, because the sun, and we evolved with the sun.
Yeah, we
dark.
Woke up when the sun came up, and we went to bed when the sun. Some of the things they talk about here is many children start school. Oh my God, I can't imagine. Many children start school at 8 a.m. or earlier, which means during daylight savings they have to get up and travel to school in pitch darkness.
Right.
Same for like a lot of workers too. You get up in the dark. Extended evening light delays the brain's release of melatonin, which interferes with sleep, causes less sleep.
I saw Rick Rubin being interviewed, and he was in red glasses.
Oh, that makes sense.
In the evening. So apparently he is very strict about this.
Well, he wears red glasses in the evening?
He wears red tinted glasses in the evening so that he does not, he does not get more blue light wavelength than he absolutely has to.
Okay. I know.
And I have a pair. I got a pair, and I was wearing them, and I was like, you take them off and you realize how bright it is in your house. You can easily function with much less.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I try and avoid any kind of blue light near bedtime. Like obviously you can't really with TV. And I set my iPad and iPhone to like the setting where it has the
night mode,
the warm, where it's like a warm light. Even I managed to find a light bulb for my night table for when I read that is more yellow, that gets rid of the blue spectrum.
2700K.
But I even remember seeing some kind of science show where these truckers, they would have blue LEDs in their trucks because it was said to keep them more awake and alert because they're getting this
makes sense.
Light. Yeah.
Yeah, they expanded daylight savings time along about 2005, 2007. I think it took effect, and that was at the time I heard related to the barbecue lobby. That
Oh,
wanted,
really?
yeah, there to be a couple more weekends that they could barbecue.
Well, as a guy, like I'm kind of a night owl and a bit of a late riser, so I really like those like kind of like hazy evenings. You know, if you're playing a field sport or something, you're hanging
Summer.
around. Yeah, I love that stuff.
Yeah, sure, it's great.
Adolescents especially are affected by this whole melatonin thing.
Right.
A study found that circadian misalignment can be a cause of higher rates of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and breast cancer, as well as lower per capita income and higher health costs.
Uh-oh. Trouble afoot.
The idea that having extra light later in the afternoon would save energy by decreasing the need for electricity has been proven largely inaccurate.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
All those years we heard different.
Yeah, the big whoever is lying to us. Big somebody's been telling us a lie.
Right, big light.
The big light industry. There's a big everything. There's a big light industry. Whenever there's an industry, there's a big something.
We've become an economy of oligopolies and monopolies.
Yeah, well, yeah, you can put it that way. But for the layman, it's
So
big this and big that. And so that's exciting. So that's tomorrow, and then Monday. And this is why I'm surprised to see. I see you on video because you're in New Jersey State.
I'm available on video, yeah.
And I see that you on the video are in your regular New Jersey studio, whereas I thought you might be somewhere else.
That's a month away, dude.
What? Oh, it is too. I just saw Monday.
No, you gotta keep reading.
Oh man.
And I will go. I'll be there.
Yeah. All right. Well, you can
keep talking.
You can be an eyewitness.
Yeah. I'll be in the totality.
All right. Well, this is not. I'm as you can see, it's been a week and a weekend for me. I'm so out of it. Yeah. The eclipse happens on Monday, April 8th.
Mm-hmm.
And the place called the Zone of Totality, where you can see the sun vanish completely, goes from Mexico's Pacific coast on a northeasterly pass through Texas and on up to Indiana, Ohio, New York, Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, also passing through Ontario and Canada's eastern provinces. The whole thing takes about 2.5 hours, but the actual time where the sun is behind the moon is about 4 minutes.
And that's a long totality, apparently.
Well, people are and
there have been other ones that are like 2 minutes.
4 minutes, yeah, that's long. And
double.
It's a tourist event too, like tourist industry. Killeen, Texas.
Oh yes.
Do you know Killeen?
I know Killeen well.
Is it a nice little town?
Waco Temple, Killeen. I mean, that's kind of a military establishment, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, they have a little Fairfield Inn by Marriott, and rooms on that particular day, April 8th, are $809.
What a crappy value. No, I'm just going to go, hang out with my family.
And I imagine that at that hotel in that town, it's probably about $100 a night on a regular day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look,
there's some there's flights that are going to stay in the totality as long as possible, so that you can get a flight from Austin to Detroit.
Oh.
And then you can be in the totality for maybe, I don't know, hours. I'm not sure.
What if your seat is on the other side of the plane?
Take your chances. Yeah, I'm flying aisle in the totality. I guess you might, people get tired of it. You could just,
what if you have that guy who wants to watch Netflix and he pulls his shade down?
Yeah, he's really just doing business. He's there on business, not to actually be an eclipse.
I sometimes think about that when I'm booking my seat on the airplane. I'm like, okay, when I come into this airport, Florida, especially if it's a coastal thing, which one will I see more of the kind of the coast, less of the ocean?
That's what a bunch of I can see doing that, but I fly aisle, so I become completely indifferent.
Oh yeah, you don't care. I'm a window guy. There's something about I love seeing the structure and the city and everything from above. I just like to see.
Yeah, it's great, but I mean, if there was just the one seat, that would be fine. But I want to fly on the aisle so I can get up and move around if I have the urge to do that.
See, I'm a window guy, and I try and
Also, I can lean out into the aisle when it's not congested in the aisle. That's a good thing.
But if you're in an aisle and you're near the anywhere within a couple of rows of the bathroom, you got people standing right beside you with their butts.
No. Yeah, I don't. No, middle. You know, I'm not trying to pay for a seat, right? So I'm kind of behind the wing, but not all the way back there.
I pay a little extra for our exit row, and so it's
you're tall, so yeah,
it's a little bit easier to get out with people. But I also some flights the exit row gets on early, so I get to my seat, and then I quickly go to the bathroom, and then I hope that'll last me almost, depending on the length of the flight, I can just
good luck. Yeah, nice.
Yeah. Although then my butt gets sore from sitting in the seat so long, and I have to get up anyway. So
there you go.
It doesn't work out. If you wanna watch the eclipse from an Airbnb in Missouri, Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Cape Girardeau, of course.
Girardeau. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
I know, but there's a very famous radio talent that hails from Cape Girardeau.
Oh.
And he is now deceased, but
Which
he
one?
dominated the airwaves for 2 or 3 decades. Oh, who shall not be named.
I mean, these liberals.
Yes, that's right.
Hillary Clinton is trying to take over the government, and she's going to get rid of
Josh Limbaugh.
These feminazis are.
I mean, I really think he could get some mileage out of that. He could start a fake character.
If he was, call into the show. We're going to talk about these liberals, and
that could be the Canadian.
This Justin Trudeau, F. Trudeau. I mean, he's the reason all the bad things are happening. You fell off your bike, Justin Trudeau.
That's it.
So
that's why. So he's from Missouri.
He's from Cape Girardeau. Yeah.
You can get Airbnbs up to $3,500 for just one night.
35.
Airfares are up as well to go to Austin, Texas. This is the flight you were talking about.
Detroit to Austin.
Airfares are 80% chance to see eclipse. Delta is charging $749 for a flight from Austin to Detroit that's designed for in-air eclipsing. Yeah. But the airline claims no responsibility for weather.
What a downgrade. I start in Austin and I end up in Detroit. That's not the right trade-off, really.
This time of year especially, it would be nice to sort of end up in a nice,
Austin's probably got good weather, right? Well, it's starting to get into the spring, so there might be some thunderstorms, which those can be fun,
Well, and that's the thing too, and they say they claim no responsibility, so if your flight is delayed.
Well, or if it's overcast
But you would think if you get above the clouds, though, you wouldn't that...
Well, there is that, yeah.
If you're on the plane. Did you ever go to...
attention to the world.
Speaking of Missouri, St. Louis is a great city. I had a friend who was living there for a bit going to school, and it's a really beauty city. Although it's amazing, it sort of has Detroit vibes on one side of the city. There's all these beautiful, Art Deco-y type buildings, beautiful old buildings, totally abandoned. When I was there, this was 15 years ago or something.
So maybe they've,
they may have revitalized it, turned them into lofts or something. But we did a trip to Branson, Missouri.
Oh yeah,
have you been there?
Sure.
You have?
I have.
I've
been there a couple times.
It's like Las Vegas for hardcore Christians.
It's kind of a nice retiree vacation spot. That's what I see most there.
But it is very, very religious. There's a lot of religious.
They have descended on there certainly because I mean I've been to Branson. I've been twice. I went when I was probably 14-ish, and then I went to my parents were going to take us on a trip that they weren't telling us where we were going. And then at that time I didn't see as much religion, but now it seems like we've got religious tourism happening. And so there's a lot of this.
When I was
Noah's Ark.
Yeah, that's right. When I was there, it was probably the same time around 15, 20 years ago. And then
I went again in 2008 or 9, and it was 09. Yeah,
and they had these not ironic T-shirts, but they would have all these T-shirts with funny logos and stuff, but it would incorporate Jesus or the Lord into the Starbucks logo. and and it's a very religious town. But there's also like a lot of shows there, but it tends to be more kind of like Oak Ridge Boys or like country and western hee haw.
Yes. Yakov Smirnoff had a theater there.
That's right. And there's some guy, I think an Asian guy who does a very stereotypical Asian thing.
The violin player?
No, I think this is more like a comedy music-y kind of thing.
Well, Shoji Tabuchi was
that sounds like the guy
there.
Yeah. And then we went to, because as I've mentioned on the show before, I'm a huge magic nerd.
That's a good spot for you.
Yeah, so they had this magic show, this Kirby guy, and it was a great show, and and he was the magician himself was very magical and flamboyant, and his assistant was his wife, unquote.
Oh, okay.
Her name was Barbie, and it was like, how can you, like, really are you really gonna? It was. I think if you're in that, I guess like part of it probably is like if you're gonna make your living as like a big entertainer in that town, you kind of have to have a play by their rules a little bit. And I also thought, because when you have song and dance shows like dancers and singers and stuff, I've done some work in that industry before, and the singers and the dancers, it does tend to, especially on the guy side, tends to be a lot of gay dudes, which is
Sure.
fine. So I imagine there's probably there must be some kind of underground socializing there, where there's a social club for like people who are actually not crazy religious. There's got to be something where people because everything there is on the front and everything is very like Christian and religious, but super religious. But I imagine there's probably some underground kind of where the cool people who have to work there but aren't religious kind of get together and hang out
In Branson?
Yeah,
maybe,
because you have not everybody who's a singer and dancer is going to be hardcore religious. I don't know.
I had to look up Shoji Tabuchi and then I've come to find out he died last year.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's too bad.
79 years old, pancreatic cancer.
Wow. I wonder, look up what the hot shows in Branson.
What are the hot shows in Branson right now? I don't know. You just go to the Lake Taney Como Pirate Cruise. We did that.
Let's see. Top 10 Branson shows and performances. Let's see what are there. Amazing Acrobats, Grand Shanghai Circus
People
Show.
of Toronto couldn't be less interested in this Middle America. The fact that you even know about this is bizarre, but it does speak to how you've kind of been around.
Well, it's just like this weird little it really is like religious Las Vegas. The Hay Goods, at Branson, Missouri. Reza Edge Illusion Show. Illusionist Rick Thomas. Oh, there's a lot of magic.
Yeah, you like the magic though.
There's three magic shows, and there's a guy there with his lady. The Petersons at the Little Opry Theater.
Yeah, there you go.
Clay Coopers, Who Done It, Hoedown. Back to the Bee Gees.
You can go tour the College of the Ozarks. We did that.
Oh yeah.
Private Christian College. They have a mill where they'll make you some stone ground corn. The mill, like a water wheel and everything is going there on the river. That's that's kind of the little, that's the college will teach you other things than
that's the main thing.
Mill corn in the 1700s, but still.
Yeah. What's the degree for that?
I don't know. I think that's just kind of a sideline where people have to, work to pay for their room and board.
Okay, so it's not like a PhD in corn milling.
No.
I did my thesis on the new corn milling.
I mean,
methods.
back in the day, though, there were you had Ray Stevens and Mickey Gilley. These were kind of around in terms of people having their own theaters.
Yeah,
and their
that's
own
the thing.
shows.
Same thing. Yeah, when I was there, I think it was Oak Ridge Boys.
Andy Williams had a theater there. Glenn Campbell had a theater there. This is where a lot of these, Tony Orlando was headlining stuff. So a lot of these 70s stars
sort of
in the 90s,
safe 70s stars. Yeah, the ones who are sort of, I guess.
And it was not just religious Las Vegas. I mean, there was a lot of, this, I don't know.
Maybe
if they have a category, but
maybe red state entertainers.
Yeah, maybe so.
That's
guys born in the 1930s that were still doing it.
That's right. there's a like my mind is like behind my mouth here. I was driving from Toronto out to Calgary with my sister and one of my nephews.
How long of a drive is that?
Well,
10 hours?
No, God, no. It's like 34 hours or something.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So-
I was like, this seems like a horrible drive. Maybe I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Well, it's quicker if you go through the States. But it isn't really like there's really not much to see at all. Although it was really weird. Like, I think it was in Wisconsin or whatever, just out of the blue, off this one road, off road, there's a whole kind of town that's like Niagara Falls with all these like wax museums and amusement parks and stuff. And it's like not built around anything really specific. I think there might be like a little water or something there, but the hotels at the exit are both like water park type hotels. And it's just this like weird in the middle of nowhere town that's all like novelty, like go-karts and haunted houses and museums and roller coasters. It's just weird. Something Mills, like I can't remember what
Oh, it's not the Dells?
The
It's not
Dells, yeah.
Wisconsin Dells?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
I'm
aware of
familiar
that?
with Yeah, I haven't been there, but I'm aware of it.
That's funny. It's weird though, isn't it? Like
I haven't been there.
it's just in the middle of nowhere. It's
just a couple water parks that are operating as hotels.
Yeah, but there's also like a whole strip of like wacky stuff like mini golf and
Oh yeah, so it's like a little vacation spot, you know.
Yeah.
That's like there's also like Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, where Dollywood is.
Okay.
And so it's like that too. Oh, here's a crafters mall, and here's guys blowing glass, and here's
guys
all this
blowing
kind of
what?
glass. Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna take a quick break, and we're gonna talk about some stuff that you may be concerned about for your health. You want to hear this.
These days at your local Legion, we're marching to the beat of a different drum. On a mission to support veterans, to have fun, and to welcome everyone to our ranks. You don't have to be a veteran to join the Legion. And as a member, you'll join thousands of others serving our veterans, our communities, and our country. Oh yeah, and our Member Perks program will save you thousands on shopping, dining, products, and services across the country. Join us at legion.ca.
Some people look for a beautiful place, while others make places beautiful. Alfieri Construction has been restoring houses and memories for 20 years in the GTA. They are your one-stop home renovation experts. They handle demolition, cleanup, and all the household trades to ensure your renovation is completed on time and on budget. Every home has a story. Let Alfieri Construction renovate yours. Contact Rob at robalfieri4@gmail.com. That's Rob, ALFIERI 4@gmail.com.
Tired of rising gas prices and grocery bills? Mississauga Steelheads have you covered for an affordable night out. Our regular season individual game tickets start at under $25 all in. Head to Ticketmaster.com and search Mississauga Steelheads to purchase your tickets today.
Looking for a simple way to reduce your monthly costs? Enbridge Gas can help with free energy-saving upgrades to keep you comfortable and saving energy year-round. If you're living on a fixed or modest income, you may qualify for our home winter-proofing program. You'll receive free insulation, draft proofing, and a smart thermostat, all professionally installed at no cost to you. Sound too good to be true? We've already helped more than 22,000 Ontario homes save. Don't miss out. You could be next. Terms and conditions apply. See details at enbridgegas.com/winterproofing.
Stream us live at saga960am.ca.
Like it or not, you're listening to Josh Holliday Live.
You have fans, Josh. Not many of them from the looks of it, but what they lack in numbers, they more than make up for in fervor.
Want to dig a little deeper? We're on the web at joshhollidaylive.com. It's mostly safe for work.
Anyhow, it's a damn good program, and we enjoy it.
All right, back to blabbering.
Josh, you're not making a great impression here.
Talk that walks. Josh Holliday Live.
I can't whistle that. Yeah, we're on the home stretch here. It is Josh Holiday Live. Josh is my name. Bert is his name.
Yeah.
Do you drink what they call in the U.S. soda, what we call here pop?
I gave it up. Sometimes when I am on vacation, there'll be a Dr. Pepper, binge that might last a day or two, but it's usually maybe there's 2 times a year I have a Dr. Pepper anymore. I used to drink a ton of it.
Yeah, it's I will occasionally like maybe once a year. It's so similar to you, where I would just go and be at someone's house and have like a Diet Coke or something.
A diet drink.
Well, I guess that's not really sugar, but they say here if you drink just 2 cans of soda or pop per week, your workouts aren't making up for it. Pharmacologists at this university analyzed health data from 100,000 adults over 30 years. It's a big study. The damage done by sugar-sweetened beverages can't be overcome with the average recommended workout quota of 150 minutes weekly.
No.
Their conclusion, physical activity reduces the risk of cardiovascular disease associated with sugar-sweetened beverages by half, but does not fully eliminate it. So they're saying, don't drink
Right,
pop.
'cause the rest of the time you're sitting.
And some of these pops like to dress it up. It's like, well, it's not, it's cane sugar. It's a natural sugar. It's a lot better, but it's not.
Yeah. I mean, there is instead of high fructose corn syrup,
Yeah, again,
there is the Dr. Pepper product that is made with pure cane sugar that's available in limited quantities and smooth, tastes good.
but it's still like when it comes right down to it, it's like sugar.
Drink a sugar drink.
I think some people always like here. It's like, oh, you gotta get the Mexican Coke because they use cane sugar.
Same thing. Yeah.
But those Mexicans are onto something, I guess. I had a friend who would drink and I think it's like an addiction because I know other people who were like Diet Coke. He would get like 2-liter bottles of Diet Coke per day and like finish them. It was crazy.
It's disgusting.
Yeah,
it doesn't even taste good.
Not really.
Diet drinks taste terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the one thing. Okay, side note: Richard Simmons. The one thing Richard Simmons says, and I remember when I was young, him saying, if at every meal, rather than having like a pop or a juice or whatever, just replace that beverage with water. You're like, that'll make a big difference.
Hey, when I quit drinking soda, and I only quit during the week,
Yeah.
I still drink it on the weekends. Over that summer, I lost 25 pounds.
Yeah, it's a lot, and I have a
Not doing
relative who's like addicted to pop.
And then it was like, oh, hey, you want to be paleo? If you just quit eating sandwiches to go with quitting soda, you'll lose, another 10 pounds easily.
Then you can't have pizza. That's the worst part.
Well, then you could just have it occasionally, or maybe eat the toppings off of it, and then like right at the end, hit that one slice.
Or maybe like, I don't know, maybe they can make good cauliflower crust or something. I don't know, rice or whatever.
We're not there yet.
What are the most searched nostalgic snacks, and this is in the U.S., that people are searching for on Google?
Google it.
Rice Krispie cereal.
Rice Krispie cereal.
People, that's, I guess, slightly nostalgic, but it's still available.
It's still there.
Waffle Crisp cereal.
Never had it.
That came out in 1966.
That's fine.
It did come back. It came back in 2021.
I was done with it by then.
This one I remember, and I had, but I don't understand what the purpose was. Orbits. Do you remember Orbits drinks?
I don't think so.
Basically, it was like hop like, but they had little balls floating around in the liquid. Like, I don't know what they're.
Oh, gross.
Yeah. Kudos granola bars.
No.
They were around till 2017. They were coated in chocolate or caramel, and one covered in M&M's. So really healthy granola bar. Crystal Pepsi.
Oh yeah, I remember Crystal Pepsi. That was like 1990.
Again, it's weird. Like, it's always weird have it like being so used to a flavor of something and then seeing it a different color. Like
it is. They did get me to try it because I don't like Pepsi.
Yeah,
and I didn't then either. And I tried it, and it was still Pepsi.
I remember they came out with like colored ketchups, like purple and greens, and I remember trying like a green ketchup. And
Not interested.
And in my mind, like, wouldn't let me, like, it just didn't work together. Like, I was like, this is
what a waste of money for them at Heinz.
Fruitopia. Do you remember Fruitopia?
I don't. Yeah, maybe.
That was like they would kind of mix fruits together, and it was a Minute Maid thing.
Okay.
Strawberry Passion Awareness, Blueberry.
Again, we're talking about drinks that will make you into a heavier person if you drink them.
Tab. What about Tab?
That was the original diet drink.
It was.
It's still available, is it not?
Came out in the 1960s.
Go to the Coke factory there in Atlanta. You can get some Tab on tap.
It says it was discontinued in 2020, so I would check the
Oh, okay.
expiration
Well, I haven't been to the Coke factory in 15, 20 years.
Bagel bites, basically mini pizzas.
Yeah.
Oreo cakesters. I don't remember these.
Cakesters.
Oreo cookie, but with cake-like cookies and frosting in the middle. They made a comeback in 2022, apparently, but I wasn't aware of that. And then Dunkaroos is something I'm not super aware of. Do you know what Dunkaroo is?
I think it's a Dunkin' Donuts thing.
Is it? Dunked in sugary frosting. Yeah, I guess so. Or sorry, I don't know what that is.
I mean, this is regionally where I live now, controversial. Dunkin' Donuts is trash. The donuts are not good.
What about the coffee, though?
Yeast donut, preferably made in the southern United States, and those are good donuts. The donuts in the north are not good.
We have here we have a huge chain, Tim Hortons.
Oh, sure. They're making their way into the States as well.
Yeah,
they're Tim Hortons near me, I think, soon.
They're creeping down over that border. But they also in this, like here, and I've noticed in other cities, they have like, not gourmet, but what's the word I'm looking for? Really like niche, fancy donut places where you can spend like $10 on a single donut that's like, yeah, magical.
I mean, the thing is, a cake donut is not good compared to a yeast donut. Cake donuts are inferior, and there's just no two ways about it.
The yeast donut is a little bit more firm, right? And the cake one is like fluffy.
Oh, the cake is what's firm. The yeast is like airy.
Oh, I like an airy donut for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And greasy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's
apparently when we're talking about soda and stuff, like anything that's sugary and fat, that's the real
addiction.
Cardiac killer right there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I guess a donut would cover both those categories.
Absolutely both.
Yeah. It's very rare that I have a donut. They have these Timbits here, which are basically the middle, like the little balls of the donut. They
donut holes, of course.
Yeah, they take away the holes and turn them into balls.
They were never balls.
Wait, they were holes. Well,
donut holes.
They're not holes because a hole you can't see. A hole is a void.
A bit about this, but still.
Yeah. So, and those, I mean, I guess if you're like more like, I don't want to eat a whole donut, I'll just eat 10 of these.
I'll eat a bag of donut holes.
Yeah, it's not the same as eating.
Actually, when it is time for me to get donuts, and sometimes we go to Texas, I'll take my kid down to the good place.
Yeah.
And I will get a bag of glazed and then a bag of chocolate covered donut holes each, and then those are for dipping in coffee over a period of days.
All right, that makes sense.
If I'm lucky, some days they go quick and I don't stretch them out, spread them out like I should, but whatever.
But I think the idea of the donut holes defeats for me the purpose. Like I like a donut that has some kind of like chocolate icing or some kind of like something on top.
It's all the same. No, it's still glazed. It's still chocolate covered.
Yeah, but it's like the ones here are basically you can get like a chocolate ball that has like a sugar coating on it, but not actual icing.
Well, what's available, in the South is a donut hole that's prepared in the same way as the regular donut.
So it actually has like chocolate, like froth, like the actual.
Not anything. There's no filling, but if it's a chocolate
filling,
covering, yes, or if it's a sprinkle, yes, or if it's the glaze, yes.
Okay, well then they got to get on that here. Oh shit! What's going on here? Oh, I think I just said a bad word and I lost you. Oh boy. Yeah, well, it is Josh Holliday Live. I just lost Bert because I was changing tabs on my computer. And well, we both enjoyed the show, and unfortunately he said goodbye rather quickly. We both will be back next week for more radio excitement.
The show's over.
The show is over. Lessons were learned.
But the conversation continues. Phone lines are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Okay, well, thanks for calling.
365 days a year. Dial 647-6-YO-JOSH. And leave your message. Got laryngitis? Send a text instead. We're on the web at joshhollidaylive.com. Miss an episode? Download past shows from better podcast platforms everywhere. Need to send an angry manifesto to the manager? Email Josh at joshholiday.com.
That show is over.
Okay, we're all done.
Now the show is over.
See ya.
See you next time.
Talk That Knocks. Josh Holiday Live.
Yo, I went to go change the tab so I could see the time, and I guess when I went to click,
you closed the tab and the show was over.
it clicked right on the. Well, the was still airing.
Stream
Like
for
I
the
didn't.
station was still live.
I didn't click this. Thankfully, I didn't click the stream.
So you had to close the show on your own.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I said, I was like, oh no, shit, what's happening? So I'm gonna have to edit that out for rebroadcast.
Right.
Yeah, good times. But it was right at the end. Thankfully, we didn't have to go through all that nonsense.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out where Tim Hortons is invading. I don't know. I've seen them around. Like I've seen Coming Soon Tim Hortons, but I can't exactly. They're not near me. It doesn't look like them.
Yeah, but I know they're definitely making that.
But they're another cake. That's another cake donut.
Mostly.
That's not the right deep yeast donut.
No, they have both. They have both.
Oh, they do.
Yeah.
So we went to do some Halloween. We had occasion to drive almost to Buffalo, and we got to this kid that we were interacting with. He's a kid. He's in his 20s, but he was from San Antonio, and so he brought us. He knew we were from Dallas, so he brought us a thing of donuts from a place like a little gas station on the side of the road that does yeast donuts. He goes, I brought you these because I know that you can't get these anymore where you live now. I was like, oh my gosh, you're so smart.